Hey guys, it's me. I just want to say thank you to every single one of you who responded to my video yesterday. I did so much in-depth soul searching last night that I didn't sleep. I was up the whole night. I did meditation and I did, a form of hypnosis. To be honest with you, I did. I've been reading a lot about that to try to see what the heck happened in my life to make me so non-focused. No, not non-focused. How do I want to even explain it? Because I get focused, but then I get sidetracked. So I fail. I'm a failure at this thing called losing weight. So yeah, I did some of that. And while I was really in deep meditation, I did pull a few things out of, my memory, from when I was a kid, and I really think that those things play a part in me failing with this weight loss thing. And I want to share it with you because I feel like I just need to, and hopefully some of this, I'm not going to go crazy in depth, but I'm going to let you know a couple things. And I'm hoping that it frees me from this, thing that's holding me back. All right, here we go. So when I was let me preface this. Okay, I had, they're all deceased now, 2 sets of grandparents. My father's mother was very close with my cousin's family. My father has one brother and their kids, and she was always very close with them. And my mother's mother, my grandmother, was very close with me. So anyway, my father's mother was very, no, let me go back. All right, so my 2 cousins on my father's side, they are both older than me, and growing up, they were big overachievers. My one cousin turned out to be an attorney, the other one turned out to be a teacher, and they were always doing things to make my grandmother proud, scholastically. And I, on the other hand, growing up, this might not surprise you, I was very headstrong, and I really didn't give 2 craps about school. I did not work to my fullest potential, but I wasn't a big slacker either. I just, I like to socialize. I was the girl that loved, friends and whatever. So I really didn't have many scholastic achievements. I really didn't have much focus as to, I always knew I wanted to be a nurse, but I did not know that and verbalize it and whatnot when I was 12. I don't know. I really wanted to be a veterinarian because I love animals and knew some kind of medical field, whatever. So long story short, guys, there was one instance that I can remember like it was 5 seconds ago. I was at my grandmother's house, and she always used to compare me to my cousins. Constantly comparing me. And she made a comment one day and said, "You will never amount to anything." That, I swear, started me on the path of destruction because I believed it. Here it is, your grandmother telling you you'll never amount to anything. What grandparent sits and tells that to their granddaughter? I have no friggin' idea. I was labeled the black sheep of the family by them. I could never do anything right. Whatever. Hold on, somebody's walking by. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward a couple years. So I turned 15 years old. I had my first boyfriend, real boyfriend, and he turned out to be a real asshole. He was wonderful in the beginning, but then was verbally abusive and, liked to shove me around a little bit. And we dated literally all through high school. And then we broke up right after my senior year, right about my senior year, I guess. And so there again, next person, grandmother says you're not going to amount to anything. Boyfriend is a jerk off. And from there, rebound central, I meet my first husband, which I don't know if many of you know that I was married very young, had my kids. We did not meld. We were married for a bunch of years, had 2 kids, Kevin and Brittany. But, I mean, I don't even want to go there. Wasn't good, and yeah, still is not. But Jesse, who you all know, the love of my life, thank God for him, because he raised my kids with me. I mean, when I got divorced, my kids were little. I think Brittany was 3, Kevin was 7. He totally took us in, and I mean, I don't know where I would be without him. I truly don't. The man is a saint. He was always there for me no matter what. I could call him in the middle of the night and say, my son is up throwing up, could you... He would leave his house and go to CVS and drop off stuff for me. Or, I mean, he was always there for me. If there's ever somebody meant for somebody, he was meant for me. He is, and still is, the most amazing person I've ever met. We've known each other for a long time, since the end of 2001. We only got married a couple years ago, and inseparable. He boosts my morale. He's always there for me. He always tells me how beautiful I am, and but before Jesse, everything in my life was a freaking mess. I'm not here to bash my family, but I'm trying to heal myself, so here we go. My mom growing up was always overweight, and she never really did much with me. I remember my father, who's still to this day fit. He would always ride his bike with me, go to the softball field with me and throw balls. He would, anything, my dad was there. Mom, she would always stay in the house, talk on the phone. I think I have a real big resentment toward my mom, toward my father's mother, toward the guys I've had in my life, and like I said, until I became a mother and had kids myself, I, to this day, would never, ever, ever treat my kids with disrespect. I have only boosted them and told them how wonderful they truly are. They're great kids. And if my mother or my mother-in-law ever spoke to my kids saying you would never amount to anything, they would never see their grandmother again. That's just me. Sorry, but that's the way it is. So, I have a long history of, abandonment issues, I think, for my mom. Just never a sense of making me feel good about myself. I was never really boosted. Not that I need it, but when you're a kid, you need to hear, you're doing a wonderful job, way to go, we're proud of you. My family never really said I love you. To this day, it's uncomfortable. I say I love you to my kids 1,000 times a day. I hug them, I kiss them, we hang out. I never had that growing up. And again, I'm not bashing my parents, because they've always provided for me monetarily and things growing up I never really wanted for much. But you get what I'm saying. So, I don't know. I think these things, and there's a couple of more things I could talk about that I think internally prevent me from moving forward. Do I not feel worth it? Do I not feel good about myself? I don't know. It's I start to lose weight, I start to feel good, I get a compliment. Just like somebody wrote yesterday, as soon as you get that first compliment, hey, you look good, boom, I go off the trail. It's almost like I can't allow myself to feel good and look good and be one with myself. So I don't know. Those are some things that I came across last night during meditation. I mean, again, there's other stuff that I'm sure will come out. But I have to realize that I am worth it and that I am good and I have made something of myself. Okay, now I'm going to cry. I have made something of myself. And you know what? I'm pretty freaking kick-ass. I am. I've never abandoned a patient. I have followed through with all my patients till the end of their treatment, till I don't see them ever again. And you know, they always say as a nurse, you can't follow your patients once they're discharged. It's just not ethical. I've actually had patients that I've run into in the community or whatever, and the first thing I do is hug them and ask them how they are and things like that. I would never just abandon someone. I follow through with everything, and I am loyal, and I am so worth it, and I just have to remember that. So that's it, guys. So I don't know. I'm wondering if that's part of my problem, and I have to let that go somehow. So I am going to write some things on a piece of paper, and I'm going to burn them so that they disappear. And that will be symbolic of me letting go of these thoughts and these suppressions of not being worth it and not amounting to anything. Because, to be honest, it shouldn't be that raw. When I think about it, I could cry. You will not amount to anything. That is what she told me. And you know what? I hope she's watching this from heaven or wherever she went. And I hope she's rolling over, because you know what? I did make something of myself. And with that, I'm going to sign off right now. And I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for being there for me. Thanks for writing your comments. And I hope you guys all know how much I love you.